Waking up inside your own dream is a fascinating phenomenon. But what happens when we wake up to our own reality? Many people go through life as if they are trapped in a pre-written script, mechanically reacting to events around them without realizing they have the power to rewrite their story. This is the difference between being asleep within the illusion of life and truly awakening to your full potential. Since ancient times, shamans and spiritual masters have understood this truth. Reality is not something fixed and unchangeable, but rather a reflection of the consciousness of the one experiencing it. Most people never realize this power because they are trapped in a cycle of reactivity. They respond to external events without questioning, without perceiving that their reality is shaped by what they carry inside. When something unexpected happens, a financial crisis, a relationship problem, or a professional obstacle, the automatic reaction is to despair, to feel like a victim of circumstances, and to allow these difficulties to define their emotions and thoughts. In this way, they become prisoners of their own limited perception, perpetuating a cycle of frustration and dissatisfaction. However, those who truly awaken realize that there is something beyond this cycle. They understand that external reality is not an independent and uncontrollable force, but rather a reflection of what they carry within. This is one of the oldest and most powerful principles of reality creation. The world around us is nothing more than a mirror of our consciousness. What you deeply believe, what you feel, and where you focus your attention determine what manifests in your life. This truth has been taught by various spiritual traditions throughout history, yet it is still ignored by the vast majority. The problem is that many people do not realize they are trapped in automatic patterns of thought. Their beliefs have been formed over the years, influenced by culture, family, and past experiences, and now operate on autopilot. For example, if someone believes they do not deserve prosperity or that they will always be rejected in relationships, this unconscious belief will continue to shape their experiences, attracting situations that reinforce this view. Thus, even when they try to change, they feel stuck, as if something invisible is holding them back. This invisible force is nothing more than their own internal script, which they continue to follow without noticing. The first step to changing this dynamic is to step out of reactivity and assume the role of an observer. It is necessary to realize that everything that happens, both inside and outside, can be witnessed in a neutral manner. There is a part of you that is always watching, aware of every thought, emotion, and event. When you connect with this part, you begin to realize that you are not the thought, but the one observing the thought. You are not the emotion, but the one feeling the emotion. This is the true awakening, recognizing yourself as the consciousness behind the experience, rather than just a passive character in the plot of your own life. What happens when you awaken to this perception? You realize that you have a choice. You can choose how to react, you can choose which thoughts to feed, and, most importantly, you can choose which reality you want to create. When you step away from the role of the victim and assume the role of the creator, you start to see that the world responds to your internal vibration. You no longer have to wait for something external to change in order to feel good, because you understand that real change begins within you. And from this new perspective, we begin to explore how reality truly works and how we can influence it consciously. The key to transforming your reality lies in understanding the different levels that compose it. Most people believe that the only reality that exists is the external one, the physical world that can be seen and touched. However, this is merely a superficial layer. The real game of reality creation happens on deeper levels, in the mental and spiritual realms. And this is where most people get lost, as they try to change their external circumstances without first transforming what generates them. Their thoughts, emotions, and internal energy. Imagine an iceberg. The visible tip represents the physical world, your career, relationships, health, and finances. But the submerged part, much larger and invisible, represents your beliefs, emotional patterns, and mental programming. It is these hidden layers that determine what manifests on the surface. This is why changing only external circumstances without transforming internal programming never works in the long run. If someone, for example, wants to attract prosperity but carries unconscious beliefs of scarcity, their reality will continue to reflect that mindset, regardless of the actions they take in the physical world. The good news is that by understanding how these levels operate, you can begin to reprogram your mind and align your energy consciously. Quantum physics already suggests that reality is not fixed, but rather a dance of probabilities influenced by the observer's consciousness. This means that by changing your perception and vibration, you literally alter what manifests in your life. However, to do this, you must learn to direct your attention and intention correctly. Attention is one of the greatest powers you have. Everything you focus on grows and strengthens in your reality. If you constantly think about problems, worries, and limitations, your energy is being channeled to create more of those same experiences. But when you start directing your attention toward solutions, possibilities, and new ways of seeing life, your external reality begins to reflect this new frequency. This does not mean ignoring challenges, but rather approaching them from a heightened state of awareness, where you see beyond limitations and find new opportunities. Intention, on the other hand, is the fuel that drives the creation of reality. Most people act from what is called internal intention, where they try to force results, control circumstances, and struggle against obstacles. This approach often leads to frustration and resistance because it is based on the idea of separation and scarcity. The real power lies in external intention, a state where you align yourself with the natural flow of life and allow the right opportunities to unfold at the perfect moment. This is the difference between acting out of desperation and acting from inspiration. When you combine well-directed attention with clear and aligned intention, you begin to operate from what can be called a state of conscious creation. In this state, you do not merely react to the external world, you actively influence it. Coincidences become common, the right doors open, and you experience synchronicities that seem magical. But this magic is not something supernatural. It is simply the reflection of your new way of interacting with reality. However, to reach this point, it is essential to release the unconscious patterns that keep your life stagnant. Many people carry beliefs and emotions inherited from childhood, past experiences, or society itself without ever questioning them. These automatic programs are like filters that distort the way you see and interact with the world. The only way to overcome them is to bring awareness to them, observe them without judgment, and gradually choose new ways of thinking and feeling. Real transformation happens when you learn to operate from a state of conscious creation. This means stepping out of autopilot and taking on the role of co-creator of your reality. But for this to happen, it is necessary to apply practical techniques that help reprogram your mind, elevate your vibration, and align your energy with what you wish to manifest. Now that you have this knowledge, it is time to apply it. Start by choosing one of these keys and incorporating it into your daily life. Which one resonated with you the most? Share your experiences and insights in the comments. Remember, your reality is not fixed, and you have the power to transform it at any moment.